Hi, I'm Dena Lee and I had MS. That's right, I was diagnosed with MS a few years later. It was discovered that I no longer had MS. If you haven't seen my first couple videos, take a look and you'll hear a little bit more about my story. Anyway, as my husband and I were discussing things, how are we going to work? What are we going to do to eliminate MS from my life? We learned that increased stress, a lot of stress can help contribute to the progression of MS. And so we work to eliminate stressors. I want to talk to you today about what one of those stressors is. I call it the I don't own other people's grumpiness and I am not responsible for their happiness stressor. Actually, the opposite is the stressor. When we get to where we really understand we don't own anybody else's grumpiness and we cannot make another person happy, the stress is gone. We feel lighter, we feel better. And that self-imposed responsibility, it goes out the window and we can go on with our lives without feeling quite so much stress. So I don't know how you are, but I still have it in me. I still have to fight against this desire to make everyone happy. I just want everybody around me to be happy. I erroneously think that the things I say or do can make somebody happy or grumpy. That's not true. I own my own happiness. Somebody else can't make me happy. Somebody else can't make me grumpy. I am responsible for my own moods. And in that same venue, everybody else is responsible for their own moods. So what I do cannot make somebody else happy and it cannot make somebody else grumpy. We are each the master of our own feelings. That is empowering, and it is also, it also makes me pretty responsible for, I can't let what somebody else does make me unhappy. I'm choosing to be unhappy if that happens. Or I can't wait for somebody else to do something to make me happy. I make myself happy. I choose to do that. So when I finally came to that realization that no matter how hard I try, I cannot make somebody else happy, and that if somebody else is grumpy, it's not my fault. Really, I may have done something that triggered something for somebody else or said something that maybe got them spiraling into a mood, but I'm not responsible for that. They are responsible for their own feelings. Here's the great thing. It's so freeing to understand that, and not only understand it, but to internalize it. When I learn to internalize that, it's like this huge weight is lifted off my shoulders and I no longer feel like I'm carrying the world around and trying to create this big bubble of happiness for everybody else. My job is to create my own bubble of happiness, and hopefully it's enough to shine out and share with other people, and it's contagious, and hopefully it will have an influence on other people, but I'm not responsible for whether they choose to be happy around me or choose to be grumpy. So that's my quest, is to instill in you a desire to let go of that stressor. Stop feeling responsible for other people's feelings.